Welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and in today's episode, we're talking about BIM-ification. I'm joined here in the studio by Markus Winterholler, the product owner of Digital Lifecycle at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Markus, thank you for joining us.
John, thank you for having me.
Please tell us, what is BIM-ification?
Isn't this a great name?
It's a great word at the very least, yeah.
Right, so we came up with it because brownfield buildings, which are 90% of the buildings we are dealing with, they don't have a BIM, they don't have a model, they don't have good quality plans.
Because BIM is still, from a complete planning approach, not something that is done for a normal building today.
Right, we see it more and more happening, but it's not a standard as today. So we established this process of BIM-ification at Wittelsbacher Platz in Munich, our Siemens headquarters. Mm-hmm. And because this building is just 2 years or 3 years old, it still was built in the 2D CAD way as buildings are built.
So in a more traditional approach.
Right, yeah. Right. So we said, let's BIM-ify it. And so we have a partner company with a device that is scanning buildings and taking pictures. Mm-hmm. So we engaged the company doing that and creating pictures and 3D models, point clouds, mm-hmm. Very high precise measurements of buildings. And this point cloud was then sent to an outsourced company who created out of this point cloud 3D model.
This process, are these 360 cameras? Is it lasers? How do they get this hyper accurate scan?
It's a combination of both, right? So it's multiple lasers there. They are measuring points, so they know where they are. They are geo-referenced, so they really know where the building is, how is the orientation. And they are creating a very dense point cloud. And at the same time, they are doing 360-degree pictures. And then they are overlaying this. So they talk about colored point clouds, where each point also gets a color from the picture that was taken.
When you talk about point clouds, is this every single point has an X, a Y, and a Z value? So you have a specific location?
Exactly. So for every point, you know exactly where it is in the building.
So you can turn a building into a huge collection of individual points?
Exactly.
Okay.
And this information is very valuable because then you can place points of interests to each of these points and then add additional information. If you know that there is a fire detector, you can add information about a fire detector. If you know there is a presence detector at this point, you can add even the dynamic value of this presence detector to this point. So in the point cloud, when you go to this XYZ coordinate, you know what a presence is there because the sensor is collecting this information. The same, of course, is true for temperature and all kind of sensor data we have.
So this solves the issue that you spoke about before, that you need to not just know where something is or what it is, but you need the combination of both. Right. What it is, where it is, and what its current state is.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah. And this is working for brownfield buildings. Of course, you can't look through walls. You can only see what's there. But in the operation phase, that's usually the most valuable information and leads already to a lot of helpful use cases.
Are you able to make a connection, as an example, if you had 2D plans, to then use the point cloud to use this positional data, but then combine it with some of the 2D plans as well?
Yeah, we always combine 2D data, plans, and floor plans that are there. And then we do the planning, we do the scanning of the building, and then we have the 3D model, and the 2D plan is always a reference. But you wouldn't imagine how often the 2D plans are not matching the real building because they're not as built, they are as planned.
So they planned and they changed some things along the way, but they never got around to fixing the drawings.
Exactly.
So this is BIM-ification.
That's BIM-ification.
I love it.
Great tool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us on Buildings of Tomorrow. Please like, comment, or share on this episode, and also subscribe to us here at this channel. We'll talk to you soon.